Hi everyone, this is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. I think the lighting's okay. It's a little strange, but you know, yeah, I'll do that. No, that. Yeah, okay. Um, so I'm going to do something unusual. This is for the new moon in Leo, which is on the 24th, 2 degrees Leo, and it's opposite Pluto, because Pluto is in the early degrees of Aquarius. So, I'm going to do something a little different today. I only have the 22 major arcana here. So, I'm going to go through every sign, and every sign is going to get the big picture and then some details. Okay? That's the way I'm going to do it. So, I'm going to start with Leo, and I have an announcement that if you book a reading with me by the end of July, you get both books that I wrote. I'm an author for free. Tarot Decoded, which can help you with the cards, and the Shadow Work Tarot Workbook, which people are really getting a lot out of. So, away we go. All right. I'm going to shuffle. It's hard to shuffle such a small amount of cards, but I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I have to write down my timing, and I will. All right. Okay. Cut. I have some paint on my hands. I just painted the wall. Okay, Leo, let's begin. Leo is at 125. Hello, Leo. All right, so I'm going to do the cards. Justice. So this is about fairness and balance. Oh, no, it's not justice. I made a mistake. This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is really the card of as above, so below. The Hierophant puts things in order. The Hierophant is about establishing something that's going to last. Okay? Now we're going to shuffle. I think I even got some paint in my bracelets. One, two. Very exciting. 3. The Hierophant. Okay, so what are you going to establish? This is for Leo for the new moon. 2, 3. All right. I read in threes. The Five of Cups is really a card of disappointment, but there's a choice here. And maybe some of the love is still alive. So maybe there's somebody you were disappointed in or some sort of situation, but there's something to be picked up again. And choose what it is you want. Okay, so you can move forward. So my thing with this little to do is, maybe you had a misunderstanding with somebody, you were disappointed, or they were disappointed in you. But I think you have to really choose how you want to go forward. Maybe with a boundary, or maybe with clearing the air. There's this energy of clearing the air, because what's established is good and solid. And maybe there was some weirdness going on, and it's like begin anew. And it might take time to rebalance that energy and let the past go. Let the past go. Sometimes I think we have expectations of people, or people have expectations of us that maybe are unrealistic. I really do have paint in my hands, don't I? No, that's just the light. Okay. And sometimes it's like, well, I really thought that they were gonna show up for me in that way, but maybe it was like too much, or maybe they expected too much of you. So I feel like it's time to reconcile the differences, and be courageous and own your side of the street. It's like, listen, what I did was wrong, or if somebody wants to apologize, don't be like, oh, no, no, no. It's like, okay, I'll accept that apology, you know, and, you know, start on a fresh, on a fresh page. Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I have two cards of starting. I have one card of ending. So maybe, I think something needs to be realigned. I think something needs to be realigned. That's the feeling I'm getting. Okay, so that was Leo. Now we put the cards back together. And next, we have Virgo. All right. Shuffle, shuffle. So I'm having a special that if you book a reading, you get both books for free. Yay. It's going to pour here. Like there was thunder already. It hasn't started yet, but it's going to. So I have the windows closed in the bathroom because it just rains right in. And we had such a violent rainstorm here a couple of nights ago that my tent, which I love, completely destroyed. Completely. So I have a new plan. I've gone through 5 or 6 tents already. It's kind of crazy. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, Virgo at 6:10. Hello, Virgo. This is the reading for the new moon in Leo on the 24th of July. For you. Okay. So what's the big picture? Now we go away. I'll be back. Oh, okay. A big transformation. Something has to die so that something new can be born and be fertile. This is for Virgo. I know you're all sneaking the bottom of the deck. I know how it works. I don't really read the bottom of the deck too often. On occasion. All right. All right, you show up in your own reading. And this could also be a Virgo card, actually. Okay. Something is being transformed, and you know deep in your heart where it's leading you. And it empowers you to utilize, you know, the tools that you have in a loving manner and get to work at it, receive new messages and new ideas, because you know the thing is, this is, you know, this card actually is really about the denial being broken. So there's something that's really been upsetting you, and you really know what it is, and you know that it needs to be transformed. You have all the tools at your disposal, and love yourself through the process, receive the new messages, and work on it so that it can, you know, you can build something that's going to be positive and grows. You know, sometimes when this card comes up, I mean, this is known as the dark night of the soul and all that, but it's also, it's this energy of like knowing what the truth is. It's like, well, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It doesn't work anymore. So I've got to go deep within to my heart, because it's Leo time, and transform these feelings, these energies. Interesting reading. All right, next is Libra. It's really weird when you shuffle so little cards, because I'm only doing the majors. Here comes the rain. And I have no tent. But I decided what I'm going to do, because 2 of the legs were still okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into cement. I'm going to get some really tall pots. I'm going to put them into cement and put them on either end. And then I have like a canopy thing that's permanent that covers, like there's a sink up there and then like where your washing machine goes. Hi, Seascape. And I'm going to attach fabric. And I think I'm just going to attach like spandex because it stretches. And because it doesn't really block the rain anyway. So what's the point? Hi, Gina. Long time no see, Gina. All right. So I'm up to Libra. So this is for the new moon. This is for the new moon on the 24th. And it's 2 degrees of Leo, which is actually where my moon is. And it's opposite Aquarius, opposite early Aquarius, it's opposite Pluto. So it's going to bring up a lot of stuff. All right, Libra. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So Libra. Oh, and I'm having a special. Oh, Libra. Write the time down. Let's make it 10:45. Hi, Libra. I'm having a special. If you book a reading, you get both books for free. $30 value. All right, here we go. Libra. So the big story is you have everything you need in order to bring heaven down to earth, in order to like combine the energy. You know, you can manifest whatever it is you want. And you've been balancing maybe your finances, your health, but the healing is here. And it might, this is what it is. You have to go back into the past. I have 2 6s. You have to go back into the past and remember what worked in the past and utilize what worked in the past and revive it, and maybe revive old friendships and revive a sense of community that you've had. And this is about balance. So I think it's about rebalancing and transforming some relationships or things or feelings that you had from the past, and bring a new love in so that things can grow again. Receive the messages. And you know, if you hear from somebody or you're reminded of something from the past, that's the hint. That's the hint. It's almost like let's say you really loved to dance when you were young, right? And then, you know, you sort of gave it up, and it's like, go back out dancing. Something like that, to like revive yourself. It's a nice reading. That was Libra. All right. I like this new little thing I'm doing. You know, I always try to change it up. That was Libra. And next is Scorpio. And it's shuffle time. Yeah, so like I was saying, that we had a violent rainstorm. We have a lot of violent rainstorms here, to tell you the truth. The lightning and thunder is incredible. Flooding and all that. I mean, the city is so big that sometimes I don't even know there's flooding, to tell you the truth. My neighborhood doesn't really have a tendency to flood, thank God. Because some neighborhoods really get it. Anyway, it completely destroyed the tent. I mean, completely. And I bought 5 or 6 tents since I'm here, so I'm doing something else. I'm doing something else. It's ridiculous. I just keep on spending money and spending money. And the one that I bought, I mean, it wasn't even a month. It was like 2 months maybe. And it was brand new. It got a hole in it, and once the hole happened, the whole thing was unstable. All right. This is for Scorpio. Scorpio is at 14. Hi, Scorpio. It's Jeffrey. It's ripe color. And here we are. This is for the new moon in Leo on the 24th. Yeah, seascape. I can't tell you what the storms are like here. It's like, ugh! You know, it's the tropics. So like the raindrops are like this big. Abundance, yay, hooray. All right, shuffle, shuffle. I think it's better, like, you really want to watch the cards. It's a little weird. Sometimes I see these channels and it's like you never see their face. You just see the cards. And they always have their nails done, But it's like, okay. I mean, I can get my nails done, whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I don't read upside down, but I did, I have a tarot cheat sheet that you can download, but I also made a tarot cheat sheet for reverse. All right. Away we go. Yes, you could take a shower. Take a shower at the lightning. The lightning is just unreal here. Unreal. I'll tell you a funny story after. All right. This is all about flow and abundance. This is all about letting things grow, receiving. This is all about receiving. New ideas, new perspective, a new inspiration, freedom, joy, abundance, fertility. Maybe, this is really interesting. You're walking away from something that was once satisfying towards something that, you're toward your passion. You're going to be healed and supported in it, maybe through others or maybe through a new sense of yourself. And, you're going to take full responsibility and take hold of your passion and move forward with it. This is really great. This is really great. This is really great. I mean, abundance, a new idea, a new perspective, a new vision, hope, guidance from the stars, best card in the deck, abundance and fertility, healing, walking toward your passion and what makes your heart full, and then grabbing hold of it and doing something with it. Wow. And I read for myself, but it's almost impossible. So the Scorpio reading is always my reading. So that makes me very happy. I've been working really hard at other things, really hard. And I'm really proud of myself. Yes, you can change your sign. That was a great reading, right? Well, you know what it is also, Gina? So, I have a lot of planets in Scorpio, so I read as a Scorpio. But I have Virgo rising, so I always read the Virgo. And I have a Leo moon, so I look at that too, Some people do it with Venus as well. Whatever seems right. It's just energy I'm reading. It's not written in stone, right? It's not written in stone. All right. Now, I can't forget. Hey. So I just do big cards here. All right. Our tarot class is going really well. And I'm really happy. We had it last night. So we've already done 3 weeks. And we'll have it again. All right. Sagittarius. Let me write down the time. 18. Let's make it 1840. Hi, Sagittarius. This is your reading for the new moon, July 24th. In Leo. Beautiful. New hope, a new inspiration, ideas and blessings. So the star is also this card of being seen, of being. The star has a lot of meanings. The star could be like you're the star. But the star is also, I want to show you. It's a card of Aquarius. But the thing about the star is that she has 1 foot in the water, so that's intuition. And the other one is grounded into the earth. And grounded in a way like, when you're down on your knees, it's like I'm really, really grounding it in. And so there's this energy of like balancing both the intuition and, something solid at the same time. All right. I wrote down Sagittarius. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Away we go. Oop. This is nice. This is nice. This is really nice. Okay. We have an 8 and an 8. 8s are about abundance and awareness. So it's like you get this new inspiration, this new road to go down, and there's all this information coming, and they're all fertile. And you're going to listen to your heart to know what the right thing is, with a sense of love, and then get to work. Maybe this is some skill that you already have that you're going to perfect, or you have a lot of stuff, say, made, and now you're going to bring it to market in a way. Magic is with you. She takes her, creativity and passion by the hand toward being satisfied, toward the promise coming true. And here's the opportunity. This is a great reading. This is a great reading. It's really a great reading with the star above everything. Incredible. Really incredible. And also, because I have a lot of like later cards, I have 2 8s and a 10. So it's like this is the culmination of stuff that maybe you've been working on, or how sometimes you've been working on something for a really long time, and then you could really begin to see it coming together. That's what it is. It's really coming together, and your instinct is really good. Your instinct and your heart are really good. And the thing is about queens internalize things. So there's like an internal element of your heart and your passion being aligned, and like physically working on it toward your fulfillment. Really nice. Really nice. Wow. So Gina, I can't remember what sign you are, Gina, but this if you're a Sagittarius, that was a good reading too. Okay. Virgo. Well, I don't think Virgo was a bad reading. I can't remember, like, from one reading to the next. Sometimes, people, like, I have steady clients, and they're like, "Oh, do you remember what you said last time?" It's like, no. That's why I tape them. But some people I read over the phone, and then I don't tape it, so I don't remember. Hi. Well, Gina, I don't think you were here for the Virgo, but you can, what's your rising? You can, go watch it. Or just look at reading. All right. Hi. All right. So next is Capricorn. I was so ready beforehand. Okay, so Capricorn is a 24. Hi, Capricorn. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the reading for the new moon in Leo, 2 degrees Leo, on the 24th. I'm having a special on readings. If you book a reading for me by the end of, with me by the end of the month, you get both books I've written for free, a $30 value. The sun, lovely, lovely. This is the best card in the deck. The Sun is really, it's about clarity. And it's about abundance and freedom and joy, growth. It's like the perfect July, August sort of card. It's just like everything's abundant, everything's full, everything's growing, everything's free, everyone's outside. It's like that. And it's clear. The Sun is about the clarity of the day. It's easy to figure out. If you know your, Gina, if you know your time of birth and where you were, what city or whatever, there are a lot of, you can get a free astrological chart. You can get a free, and they'll give you a little breakdown of what it is. There's a place called, I think it's called Astrolab. I'm going to write it in the comments. Can I do that? Oh, chat, yeah. It's either Astrolab or Astrolabe. One or the other. And then go free birth chart. It's Astrolab or Astrolabe, free birth chart, and it'll give you the information. You could even put in the smaller little the asteroids and Chiron and all that stuff if you want. All right, we are up to Capricorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, you're really clear about where you want to head, and emotionally, where you want to go, what would satisfy you, and you will be very successful in it. You've gathered everything you could from the past already. You gathered everything you could from the past. You're bringing all your crops in, right? And you really want to. There's a lot of travel in this card. A lot of travel. You're going after your dreams. You're going after where you'll feel comfortable. You're going after where you feel there's hope. And it's really clear, and you will be successful. Look, this is a card of travel. 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 What more do I need to say? This is the spiritual quest. You have clarity. The spiritual quest about, where you can be supported. You're dropping the burden of the past and you're looking toward a new future where you're willing to try new things. And you're not, and you, this is Lot's wife. They're going from turbulence into calm. So I'm leaving the past behind. This is a big reading. You're leaving the past behind and you're going toward your new hope. And these are both like going toward a new land. And a new land could be across the street. It could be a new town. It could be a different city. But, it's a different place in your head and in your mind. The interesting thing is like you got everything you were supposed to get where you are. And you're not living with burnt bridges. It's this energy of like, I'm being called, I'm being beckoned by my spirit, by my passion towards something that's more fulfilling. And I'm really clear about it. I'm super clear about it. And I know that's where the abundance and joy are. That was a big reading. Okay, that was Capricorn. All right. And you know what's nice, Gina? Once you have your chart, like that site will give you a basic thing. But then, you start to look at it. what's square to one another, what's a trine, what's opposite, and then you can just look that up, right? Oh, this is opposite that. What does that mean? In this house. All right. And then take what what you want and leave the rest. Because sometimes, I think sometimes people get all like, oh, well, I have this square that, and therefore, it's like, a square is a challenge, but it's an opportunity to grow, is what it really is. Oh, well, I have a square, so I can't really do da 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 da. It's like, don't do that to yourself. All right, Aquarius. Let me write down the time. It is 30:20. Hi, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color. This is the reading for July 24th, which is the new moon in Leo, which is at 2 degrees Leo, which is opposite Uranus in Aquarius. So if you're an early Aquarius or an early Leo, you are definitely going to, or an early Scorpio, an early Pisces, Taurus, you're definitely going to be affected. Okay. Ta-da! The Lovers. The Lovers is really more about harmony and balance and choices than it is really about love, generally. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. All right. It looks like the rain passed over us, but it'll be back, I'm sure. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Here we go, Aquarius. Okay. There's a choice. It's like, things are changing. Things are changing. There's a lot of voices in my head, and I've really got to rely on my heart. I've got to rely on my heart to make the choice as to what to choose, as to how to move forward, and then move forward with it. And don't go back into things that disappointed you in the past. Move forward into the future with all your power and all your authority to say, no, this is what I want. But you know what? It really feels like going back in the past is not the way to go. Oh, I'm going to fix what was in the past. No, 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 no. It's really like make a new choice, make a different choice than you've made. Because a lot of times it's easy to make the same choice. It's like, well, I'm used to this. It's like, it really feels like it's telling you, do something different. Don't like, oh, well, it's going to be different this time. It's like, no, it isn't. It feels like make a new choice and grab hold of it. Because I feel like if you go back and make the same choices that you've made, or go back to the same place, or go back to the same person, or whatever, there's just going to be disappointment. It feels like there's this opportunity to switch and to be courageous. It's Moon and Leo. Leo rules the heart. Okay. That was that. That was Aquarius. Next is Pisces. Let's put the cards together. And I'm having a special on readings. If you purchase a reading by the end of the month, you get both of my books for free. A $30 value. I love saying that. There was a funny story I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember what it was, Seascape. What was it? Oh, yeah. This is a great story. Well, so I'm under the tent. This was like, I don't know, last year. And when it first starts to rain, you know, you don't really get wet. You know, you have to wait 3 minutes. So anyway, and they get a lot of sun showers here, a lot of sun showers. So like the rain is coming down really soft, and I took off my shirt. I was wearing like a button-down shirt, and I took off my shirt, and I'm like, oh, the fertility and the abundance, and oh, la la la, and then what do you call it? This freaking lightning bolt comes down. I'm like, ah! And I ran downstairs. That's what happened. All right, next is Pisces at 35. Let's make it 35:15. Hi, Pisces. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is your reading for the new moon on July 24th. Let's see what the story is, Pisces. Okay. Okay, the big story is the star. Nice. New hope, new inspiration, a rebalancing. And the details are away we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay. Pisces. Wow. This is a healing. This is about a healing. Okay. Okay. There's a new light, a new inspiration. You're going to be able to ground it in and be really practical and fair and balanced. Utilize your own power, utilize your own authority, and to receive the healing, the message, the love, maybe from your family, your community, and allow the people who are reaching out to you to reach out and receive that gift, but in a fair and balanced manner, not in an overly emotional. This is really beautiful, and this is really beautiful because this is basically a card of healing. I feel like there's going to be a healing. It feels like a healing with like the father or the father authority in the family. You know, and justice comes down. This is really nice. It's really nice. Yeah, I feel like a healing with either a man, but it feels like a father figure, or whether they're alive or dead, that has nothing to do with it, or like a reconciliation between your divine masculine and your divine feminine coming together and building something new. It feels really um, loving, comforting. That's where it feels really, really, really nice. It feels really nice. And you know, sometimes when we have like, um, I don't know, bad blood, let's say, between us and somebody in the family or an authority figure or this or that, it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily see them or call them. You know, it could be an interior thing that you're doing. It could be this interior thing that you're doing. It's like they don't even have to be alive, honestly. Honestly. So keep that in mind. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Okay. Hi, Jen. All right. Aries. It's 39. Let's make it 39:15. Hi, Aries. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the reading for the new moon on July 24th. Um, And it is 2 degrees Leo, and it is opposition Pluto. That's the big news. I'm having a special. Did I write down the time? Yes, I'm having a special on readings. If you book a reading with me by the end of July, you get both of the books that I wrote for free at $30 value. And if you already have both books that I published or whatever wrote, then I'll throw in a meditation or two. How's that? All right. So the way I'm doing it this time is I'm going to throw a big card for the overall energy for this new moon, and then I use smaller cards. So away we go, Aries. Now, Jen, I did Virgo very, very early, so you're going to have to watch again. I did it like at 6 minutes in or something. Okay, Taurus. Well, you get your own card. This is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about ritual. It's about tradition. It's about things that are established. It's about things in order. And there's a spiritual element to it, where it's like, this is basically the Pope. I think it's a female Pope, actually. And the Pope receives the message from heaven, right? And it's like the hierarchy. It's like the hierarchy of the way things are ordered in heaven, and then as above, so below, and then mimics it on earth. So there's a real spiritual element. Hi, Helga. Welcome. So I'm going sign by sign, Helga. This is what I do. Sometimes. I always change it. This is for the new moon, July 24th, 2 degrees Leo, opposition Pluto. And I'm going sign by sign, and I started with Leo because it's a new moon in Leo. And I'm up to Taurus. So I've gone from one fixed sign to the other fixed signs to the last fixed sign in my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bup, bup, bup. Okay. Up. Okay, there might be a lot of like chaos and all that around you. With like a lot of people have a lot of everyone has a different idea, and nobody seems to communicate. And everyone's like, "I'm right," and they're so busy being right and screaming so loud they don't even hear anyone else. Great, yeah, that's just what I'm going to get involved in. So there's that. If I want to be like established and I want to be calm and solid, I'm watching the little, crazy that's going on around me, but I'm going to listen to my heart. I'm going to listen to my heart. I'm going to listen to, how I feel. I'm going to listen to myself. And maybe this is, sometimes when you see other people do or don't do things, it's like, this is a lesson for me, isn't it? Otherwise I wouldn't be seeing it. And I'm going to willingly give up what doesn't work for me. I'm willingly giving up what doesn't work for me in order to see things in a more spiritual light. I have confidence that there's new information coming, and I'm going to be able to like execute my plan. So this is like a bump in the road, but it's information. It didn't come up for nothing. Sometimes when you see somebody do something in their lives, and it's like, how could you have done that? It's easy to sit and judge everybody else, isn't it? And then, so it's like information. It's like information for you to say, okay, well, they made that mistake so that I don't have to. And I'm going to listen to my heart, and I know what it is that I need to let go of that doesn't really serve me anymore, so that I could confidently, because these are both 7s, and 7s are about confidence, confidently move forward into a new, a new hope, a new inspiration, a new revelation, a new information but you have to give something up. But this is a willing sacrifice. It's not, this is the way I describe that. You know how sometimes you go on a diet and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get off this diet. You know, these rice cakes taste disgusting. This is more like, I really, like the hanged man is more a willing self-sacrifice. It's like, okay, I know that this is really bad for my health and I love myself enough to give this up and to replace it with something else, and I'm going to love the process. Not, I can't wait to go off the diet. It's a very different energy. You see, very different energy. All right, that was Taurus, and of course I didn't write down, was that Aries or Taurus? That was Taurus, but I didn't write down the number. Okay, I'll have to get back to it. Next is Gemini. Okay, Gemini, welcome. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripe Color. This is the reading for the new moon in Leo, which is on the 24th. I'm having a special on readings. All the information is below. Let's get started. Gemini. You have the Hermit. So, interestingly, this is the card of Virgo. And Virgo and Gemini are ruled by Mercury. So there's this energy of your head, or your mind, I should say, not your head, your mind, searching, going within. This card is a solo journey. This isn't all about asking everybody their opinion. This is about going in, discovering what your soul has to say, discovering where your light wants to lead you. Okay, so that's the beginning. And that was the worst shuffle in the world. You know how some of you just miss? Okay, that was the second worst shuffle in the world, but it worked. Well, my moon is in Leo at 2 degrees, so this should be a very interesting new moon for me because it's the moon on my moon. Oh, Pluto, opposite. I'm just going to drag up a lot of stuff to be looked at, healed, you know. Does it ever end? No. Okay, Gemini. Well, harmony is reached by being in balance with what you give and what you receive, and really be in balance in it, you know? If you see yourself in some sort of situation where it's like, I don't know, let's say you have a kid and you're always giving them money and giving them money and giving them money, and like that, they're not appreciative, that's not balanced. Or you have, you know how you have certain friends, it's like, I'll pay, I'll pay, I'll pay. And it's like, it's nice that you want to pay and I really appreciate it, but I would like to also contribute, right? It has to be more in balance. Because otherwise there's chaos and heartache, right? So be confident that you can change this energy. Be confident, and also be confident in the messages that you get. Be confident that that's what's really going on here, because this is this internal thing, right? And then here are some messages. And sometimes, you know, we get a message like, you should do this, or you shouldn't call this person, or, you know, whether it's a yes or a no. And it's like, be confident instead of like talking yourself out of it, instead of saying, well, you know, it's the last time it'll happen. Like, just be confident in your own sense of what balanced is. That's like the little message. So I'm going to tell you a little story. So I'm looking for a roommate because I was doing Airbnb and booking, right? And somebody left me a bad thing about the Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi isn't good in that room. It really isn't. I tried to get a modem. It didn't work. So I said, well, use the table. And they didn't want to. And then they left me a bed. So anyway, booking is done and over, and I really relied on it for the rent, to tell you the truth. So I'm looking for a roommate. And I met this guy online. I mean, through WhatsApp or whatever. I put up an ad, or my friend put up an ad for me in Spanish. And I had a good feeling about it. And then when he got here, it was like the message was so loud and clear. It's like, you are going to be the caretaker here, and he's not going to be able to pay the rent. And like, I've been down that road before. And my instinct was like, no. So I said no. And, oh, hi, Vicky. So I said no. And honestly, because I saw the writing on the wall, because I listened to my thing, like when I said no, I felt so relieved. I was like, I mean, I need the money, but not that bad. It's like, I'm going to wait for the right one. Wait with the right one. So I felt very empowered, actually, and confident. It's like, I'll be taken care of. It'll all be fine. And, I don't have to settle. I don't have to especially walk into a situation like that I've been in before, right? It's just, it's just a different character in a different outfit. It's like, I've done this before. This is foolish. The way it works, Judy, is it's the new moon, and when it's new moon and full moon, what I do is I give a general. Usually, I do that at the beginning or the end. This time, it's going to be the end, and I go through sign by sign, and I started with Leo because it's new moon in Leo. So I'm coming toward the end because that was Gemini, and I didn't write down the number for that one either. So now I'm up to Cancer. It's the last sign, and I start talking. Yeah, exactly, Helga. And sometimes, the great thing is like you're able to really see yourself. It's like, this outfit seems familiar. I don't know. Didn't I wear this last week? That's why there's a stain, you know? And it's like, no, I've done this and I ain't doing it. No, no, no. No, I'm putting on a new outfit, right? I'm going to a different restaurant, like that. I'm going to order something different on the menu. What book were you listening to, Vicky? I'm very intrigued and excited. Okay, let me do Cancer. Let me write down the time that I did it for a change. Oh, good. You get the star. Okay, Cancer. So let's do 52. I don't know, 10. Hi, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Red Color. This is the reading for the new moon in Leo on the 24th of July, 2 degrees Leo, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. This is my last sign, and then I'm going to do the collective for all of us. And if you missed your sign, I'm going to have the timing. I add it to the video. Okay, Cancer. Wow. Actually, it's a big reading. All right. The thread collectors. So it's a historical novel. So what is it about? I mean, who is it about? What? So it's like a story set in a certain time, and they add characters to like what's really going on in the world, sort of thing. So is it about Peru? No, the thread collectors. I don't know. Somebody with a textile history, like I only want to go to places that have textile history. It's FIT, fashion school. All right, let me go, Cancer. Here we go. All right, you have a new hope and a new inspiration, a new way of looking at things, a new intuitive understanding, which you grab hold of, and it's telling you, maybe you need to go to another place. Maybe you need to look at things from a foreign perspective. Maybe you need to, receive what is coming to you, right? And let go of the rest because your karma, things, your destiny is changing. You've evolved. You're willing to let go of what doesn't work or what has served its purpose and receive the gift that is just handed to you. I'm going to explain this card too. And then get to work on it. And you have a lot of wands, a lot of wands. So this is, wands are fire. Wands are instinct, and wands are will. And it's like the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. The thing that like really makes you excited. I really love doing this. This is what I really love doing. And if somebody shares a certain passion with you, then you understand. But some people have a passion for things. It's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. How could you be passionate about that? It's the most boring thing in the world. But not to them. And so, this is really this opportunity to grab hold of your passion, to do something with it, to move on it. And I want to explain this card to you. So all aces are really about beginnings, right? And the thing about pentacles in particular, pentacles are reality. It's like your money, your food, your health, your time, your job, your house, that, right? Like, because, swords are like an idea, and an idea can change, or an inspiration, and maybe it changes. Cups are your emotion, that can change. I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I hate you, I love you. And the swords, the swords, cups, and wands also can change because it's like my passion. Well, I used to be passionate about this, and now it doesn't interesting. But this is reality. And like, here's this opportunity. The thing is too, the whole deck is really about the fool's journey, right? So basically, there's a road really in every card, but you rarely see it. But here, it's as clear as clear as can be. It's an unblocked road. It's golden. It's straight ahead. It's really simple. You just move forward, right? And there's the opportunity that's offered in the physical world, whether it be money, whether it be a job, whether it be a health thing, a place to live, things like that. So it's really a good reading. It's really, I put it out of order, but I don't know what I did. I just put it out of order. But I think it went like that. I know it's not in order, but okay. So a new hope, a new inspiration. You grab it, you grab the bull by the horns, and creatively, it's like I'm willing to go to a new place, right? Because my destiny has changed. I've dropped the burden. The opportunity is here, and it's new, and I'm going to plant it. Really good, really good. All right. That was Cancer. Now, before I put up the timing, I'll have to watch a video again. I'll see where Taurus and Gemini are. All right. And now I'm going to do the collective. So it's Leo rules the heart. And it's the sun. It's the heart. And it's opposite Pluto. And Pluto will unearth and disrupt and rebuild. That's what Pluto does. So it should be quite interesting. I like wands too. Wow, sounds fascinating, Vicky. Sounds fascinating. I've never really tried audiobooks. I think I would just start doing things. I know myself, like if I have it in here, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to clean the house, and then I get distracted. I don't know if it would work. And is it free or do you have to pay for audiobooks? Is there a way to download some for free? I don't know anything about it. Somebody gave me a Kindle 1,000 years ago. Never used it. Never used. I think I gave it to somebody. Oh, on Audible. So that's like an app. All right. Let me do the collective, and let me write down the time for a change. It's 59:59. Love that. Hello, hello, collective. I just finished doing all the signs by sign. I started with this is for the new moon in Leo, 2 degrees Leo, on the 24th of July. I just went through all signs. I began with Leo. It's a Leo new moon, all the way through Cancer. All the timeline things are below. And so check out your moon and your rising and your sun and all your friends and, all that. And I'm offering a special. If you book a reading by the end of the month, you get both of the books that I wrote for free, a $30 value. This is my favorite card. I know a lot of people freak out over it. It's the Death card is a really good card. This is about transformation. It's about a complete and utter transformation. Something has to die so that something else can live. It's like, well, I'm going to like stop talking to this person who was not nice to me, and then I make room for new people, or like that's an example. Thank you, Vicky. Everybody really loves the shadow workbook. Everybody really loves the shadow workbook. And I'm really proud of it. I really am. I really am. All right. So, death. I mean, with Pluto there, it makes sense. All right. And let's see what's up for everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty good. Actually, really good. All right. All right. Walking away from something that was once important to you but doesn't serve you emotionally anymore, and walking toward, because he's both walking away and walking toward. This is a spiritual quest. It's like I'm walking toward my passion. I'm walking toward the thing that makes my heart sing. And I'm not going to forget the past. I'm just going to rebalance it. I'm going to bring it all into a sense of healing, a sense of it's like utilizing the past in a way that enhances the present. And then and that's the opportunity for you to grab hold of all the tools at your disposal and build things. And build things. But I think the key here is to finally leave situations emotionally which don't serve their purpose anymore. Sometimes, like, we all grow in and out of people and we all change. And it's like, well, I really used to like doing this, or I really used to like hanging around with these kind of people, but it just doesn't interest me anymore. I feel like I could do better things with my time, more healing things, more things that are better for me. It just doesn't interest me anymore. And so I'm heading toward that. It doesn't mean I'm never going to talk to you again. That's not the energy of the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is really like what used to satisfy me doesn't satisfy me anymore. And now I need to find new satisfaction. I expand my heart, expand my horizons. So it's actually good It's actually good because, sometimes, you leave a job, it's like, I hate you. I'll never talk to any of you again. It's not like that. No, I'm not doing readings. If you'd like a reading, you can, all the information is below. I'm having a special on readings, that if you get a reading, then you get both my books for free. So that is the story. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining me. If you want to do replay, I go through sign by sign for this new moon, and I'll have the timestamps below, but I have to watch it again because I missed 2 of them because I start chitter-chattering and then I lose. And, and I'm all ready for it. It's like I have it all ready to fill out that I didn't fill out to because it's like I was at the end of the reading. It's like, So that is the story and the situation. So it looks like a really interesting new moon, and it's in Leo. So this is about courage. This is about reclaiming your power, being in your heart, trusting your heart. Leo rules the heart, very important, and authentic expression. Authentic expression. Beautiful. All right. Blessings. I hope to see you all soon. Book a reading, get a book, etc., etc. Come down to Mexico and see me, and I'll take you around Mexico City. Blessings. Bye.